Deep underground, the Jelly Belly factory, BB is in her secret laboratory creating the weird and wild flavors of Bean Boozled.
I've done it again!
Is it pomegranate or old bandage? Dare to compare. Bean Boozled, 6th edition. Are you brave enough?
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
On this episode of The Commercial Break.
Yeah.
And then the next person would come up, F-22.
Okay.
And then the next person would come up, F-22. This happened like 5 times in a row. And I was like, F-22? Why the fuck are everyone talking about an airplane? And then I figured it out. It meant female 22. Right. But of course it's not female or 22.
Sure.
It's male 67, who's living in his dad's basement.
Smoking zone, and we don't allow cigarette smoking here, and I have to ask you to put it out. I'm sorry. There's really nothing I can do. We have regulations that we have to enforce.
Oh, it's not bothering me. I don't care.
It's not bothering me. I don't give a shit.
I just finished my own.
I just finished an entire ashtray. That's the most smoky voice I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So, take a little above here in the next couple minutes. And I'll talk to you when we get to 36,000
I give a shit. You do your job, I'll do mine. I always want to talk to you at 36,000. Why do they want to talk to us at 36,000?
The next episode of The Commercial Break starts now.
Welcome back to another episode of The Commercial Break. I'm Bryan Green. This is my dear friend and co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley. Krissy, best to you.
Best to you, Bryan.
And best to you out there in the podcast universe. How the hell are you? Thanks for joining us on yet another episode of this, The Commercial Break. It's not for everyone, but fact, news, or fiction is guaranteed in 3 minutes or less, or your money back. Go to the brand new tcbpodcast.com. Send us a line. Let us know that you're looking for your money back because you are dissatisfied with the quality or content of this program, and we will kindly tell you to shove it where it don't shine. Hey! One breath. One man. One mission. Shorten our fucking intro to this goddamn show.
I'm telling you, you're preparing for a career as an auctioneer.
Oh, my God. An auctioneer. Maybe I'll be, I don't know. I was thinking more like Saturday Night Live guy. Or,
Yeah, either or.
Price is Right dude.
Either
or. Probably auctioneer. I'll probably be auctioning off like
bovine.
Cattle. Yeah, sheep. Damn. Oh, that one died. I'm just looking at the old Instagram. The Instagram changed. Did you notice that?
IG.
Did you notice Instagram changed?
Yeah.
It went from like that scrollable, and now you got it's like one page. One post takes up a whole page, and it's all video now.
Yes, yeah. I knew they were moving to video.
So I don't know why, but way back in the Simcol FM days, I set up an Instagram account, like right when it came online.
Yes.
Right? Someone else set it up for me, actually. Right. I won't. I'll remain. It'll remain nameless. But all this guy did on our Instagram account, apparently all day long, was look at pictures of women in tiny bikinis.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's one way to use it.
So now I've got these 4 accounts that are attached to my email address, one of which being The Commercial Break. And anytime I go to scroll on Instagram, no matter how many other people I follow, I'm still getting all these bikinis.
Okay,
now, I'm as guilty as the next guy of like, if I see a bikini, I'm like, oh, that's a, you know what I'm saying. You get it. I don't need to pontificate on that. But my now the Instagram it's unusable. It's unfucking usable now. I can't scroll through posts. It's all video. I have to. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I just read an article, The Death of Instagram.
Mm-hmm. I think the Kardashians are mad too.
Yeah, because they changed the whole way that people use it, and now all it seems like is suggested videos and sponsored videos. It's like for every one video you watch of someone you might actually know and be interested in, there's 4 other additional videos suggesting somebody else, usually girls in bikinis, and then also some kind of product or service that I clearly don't need or want.
I guess they're trying to be like TikTok.
Yeah, of course. They want to, yeah. But the problem is that now they're MySpace. They went from TikTok to MySpace.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to go to the way of the dodo bird. Just like Facebook is gone, just like MySpace. Now Instagram's gone. So now I got to get on the talk.
You
I got to do the talk. You know what I've been doing lately? I've been trying to get into, because I want to do it on the show, is Omegle or Omegle.
Okay.
Do you know what this is?
Is that the virtual world, the meta?
No, not the meta. I tried that. They told me to go home because I had desktop written across my forehead.
They said, don't talk to me.
They said, don't talk to me. Old white man with your desktop browser. Omegle, I think that's how it's said, is it's like Chatterbait.
Okay.
But less penises. You know what I'm talking about? They try and cut out on the nudity.
Okay.
So you get connected with someone either in the world or your country, usually based on which language you're speaking.
Okay.
And then you can either text or you can video. And then you just randomly get connected with another human being.
That's so weird.
And so, like, most of it now is really sexually based, right?
I can imagine.
It'll be like female 31, so it'll be F31. It took me hours to figure this out, Krissy, because I kept on getting people that were like M22, F31, and people kept on saying like the most common one I get would be F22, and I'd be like F22, that's an airplane. That was my first response. That's an airplane, right? And they would just disconnect.
Yeah.
And then the next person would come up, F22.
Okay.
And then the next person would come up, F22. This happened like 5 times in a row. And I was like, F22, why the fuck are everyone talking about an airplane? And then I figured it out.
It's
It
a
meant
female
female
that's
22. Right. But of course it's not female or 22.
Sure.
It's male, 67, who's living in his dad's basement, right? But then you can do the video version where you get hooked up with somebody.
Okay.
And it's usually some version of a younger person. I don't mean like young, like illegal young, or under 18. I mean like 20s or early 30s. And they're just screwing around with their friends.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do a version on this show where we just go on Omegle and we
should
just
do it.
flip it up, right? And
Yeah.
just see what we get. Kind of see what we get.
You're on the commercial break.
They're on the commercial. Hey, welcome to the commercial break. I don't even know that's legal, but we'll do it anyway because who fucking listens to this show? No one cares.
Yeah.
Number 2 worst podcast in comedy. Number 2 worst podcast in Canada today.
Nice.
Again,
Nice.
The Canadian people. We get the most follows and we get the most unfollows in Canada. I just thought you'd like to know that. I'd like to let you know.
They're trying it.
They're trying
and
it, and then they're
saying
going,
no.
fuck this, guys. What, yeah. So we've really kind of stayed the same, but I think all the new follows put us up at the top. I don't know how the fucking algorithm works, but here's why I bring this all about. I was on this Omegle, and then someone, and this is a couple of weeks ago, but the topic we're talking about today made me think of this. Someone pasted a link into the Omegle that was broken, but I could see what it said. Man jumps out of airplane. Because I said, it's an airplane. And then they posted a link that was broken, because I don't know if you can put links in Omegle.
Okay.
But you could tell, like, you could read the link and see what it says. Man jumps out of airplane mid-flight.
Ooh.
And so I went and Googled this, and apparently this happened. Somebody got so upset, like, not only upset, like angry, they got upset on the plane, and they opened the fucking door to the plane.
Pulled that thing? God.
That is fucking insane. Like, first of all,
Who was guarding that? Because whenever I sit in that seat, they make
no, not
you
the emergency
accept.
door, the actual door to the airplane. And I didn't even know this was
God.
possible. And it didn't say what kind of airplane it was. Could have been a small plane.
Yeah,
Could have been
maybe.
one like
Just had to be.
tiny little plane. And it was in a South American country. So it could have been a puddle jumper. And those puddle jumpers, some of them are very old, and you just literally
Just
twist the
open the
handle
door.
and see you later.
Okay.
You're out the door. But man, it's gotten really rough to ride an airplane these days.
Yes.
Like,
Very much so. I was just reading an article about it. I mean, they cut staffing, with 2020, and they just haven't been able to staff back up, and stuff is getting all screwed
who
up.
wants to go work for a fucking airplane? If you're a stewardess, you got to be a mask watcher. You got to be a terrorist watcher. You got to be ready to zip tie somebody to their fucking seat. You got to deal with everybody's bullshit. It's a horrible fucking job. It's like being a waiter or a waitress where there is no back door to
There's
leave
no
in
to
case
leave. There's no
something
way you can
happens.
leave,
There's
yeah.
no way you can leave, and you're in charge of all of these other passengers. And there are a lot of
That's why
fucking
I'm
morons in this
I know.
country.
That's why I'm always extremely nice to the flight
Oh,
attendants.
yeah, me too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm nice to the attendants, and I don't care what kind of situation is going on around me. I just deal with it. Like, I got the guy who's a little bit bigger who's got his, the armchair treaty that we tried to come up.
Yes.
The fucking people put their arm all over you, and it's, they're like, no one can be kind. Everyone's got it. It's all about them. They're entitled to everything around them because I don't know. I don't know
pissed.
why. Yeah, they're pissed. At what? I don't know. The world's changing. It's one of those things. But everyone's so angry with everyone else. Everyone is so ready to fucking snap in this country. And
True.
the planes, where no one can leave, is the thing everybody wants to snap about.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I love following this Instagram account, Passenger Shaming. And she's like a stewardess, and she shares...
I love it.
She shares all of these nightmare stories and videos and pictures when she can of the things that are going on up in the unfucking friendly skies. And I'm telling you what, Krissy, I got to take a plane in a couple of weeks across the country, and I'm really kind of bummed out about it because I don't want to fly. I almost thought about driving. driving 14 fucking hours to my location where I got to go because I just don't want to fly. I don't want to go to the airport. I don't want to go through the goddamn strip search. Then I don't want to get on the plane.
That's why our next purchase needs to be our jet.
Airplane.
Yeah.
I'm watching that morning show and Jen Aniston's on a private plane from the network. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't our network send us a private plane? What's up, advertised cast? Fuck, man. You'd think after we made you $600 or $700 this last month that you would,
Yeah, we're surely next in line.
Shirley. Don't call me Shirley.
Also from an airplane movie. That was great. This has been going on for a long time, though. There's nothing new under the friendly skies that people are being assholes on planes. And Pan Am, one of the regal carriers that was around for a very long time, one of the few huge airlines, Pan American, was kind of the leader in service in the airline industry as it became more popular to fly. Back in the 60s, it was a thing you did on a very rare occasion. It was expensive. Only people who had money did it. Dressed up.
Oh, yeah, you would go in your Sunday best. Even when I was a kid, you'd go in your Sunday best. Mm-hmm. And then in the 70s, it got more accessible and more airlines came online and they had this kind of spoken hub model, which made it easier to fly from certain location to certain locations.
Yeah.
And then in the 80s, it just became accessible for everybody and shit started going downhill, right? It's not about classism. It's just about people lost their sense of dignity, I guess, on the plane. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
I don't know. And I don't give a shit. I wish it would go back to the way that it was. I'm willing to wear a tie on the plane if everybody just stays the fucking calm.
Right.
That's it. That's all I'm asking. I'm willing to wear a tie on the plane. I'm willing to have a dress code as long as everyone can stay calm. I'm not sure a dress code is going to fix that, but whatever.
It would give an air.
It would give an air of this is something important that we're doing.
Civility.
Yes. That's right. Like we should just have civility wherever we go.
We should.
But apparently half this country can't figure that fucking out. Pissed.
Rev down, Bryan.
I'm revving. I'm revving down. I've been revving down for months. But the more that I rev down, the more everyone else revs up.
Yeah.
It's like
but when they go up,
you go down. But not on an airplane. Keep the door closed on the airplane. Yes. People are getting crazy up there. I don't know what's going on. If someone opened the door on my flight, I don't know. I'd go fucking bananas. I'd be like,
Of course.
I've flown a plane.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, it's not a complicated thing to do either. But, I mean, I also didn't have 17 million switches and buttons in front of me, half of which I have no idea what did.
We also did that thing where it was the indoor skydiving. That was fun. That was a fun day. I showed up in the suit.
Yeah. You showed up in Dickies. You were like ready to go.
It was a silver racing suit Jeff had gotten from this race.
It was
Le Mans.
It was Le Mans.
I thought I would wear that.
That almost worked. You almost got away with it.
I know.
That was fun. Good doing the indoor skydiving. Of course, they only give you 2 minutes for $700. You got to pay $700. You're in there for 20 seconds. Yeah. And they spin you around and then they bring you back down and they're like, did you have fun? Here, buy this package for 35 more hours.
Right.
For $12,000. I think I got a mortgage on my house. I still have fucking
You bought a whole package.
I bought a whole package. I haven't not once have I been back to that place.
Let's go.
And that's a ton of fun. So I thought I would take a look back and see if I could see that there was some snapshot of how they were handling these things in the 70s and 80s, these customer service issues. Are we just videotaping more of these interactions and that's why it seems like the airlines are unfriendly now? Or was this really going on back in the 70s and 80s? Also, we just didn't hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Probably that.
Not really. The incidents have gone up by 1,000%, especially over the pandemic. But what I didn't find was a lot of videotape of incidents happening in the air. But what I did find was training videos that told you how to handle those incidents, which indicates to me that they were going on at some point.
Right, because people were getting trained on them.
That's right.
How to handle.
And so what I'd like to do today, if you don't mind, if it's okay with you.
Let me think about it.
I don't even know why I asked you.
Yes, it's okay with me.
I would like to take a look at some of Pan Am's training videos.
Nice.
To how they handle conflict in the air, including conflict with themselves.
Oh.
What do you think? Let's start with that one. I've got 4 or 5 of these.
Okay.
Let's start with how would Pan Am handle conflict between 2 flight attendants trying to get their jobs done?
Okay.
Let's go for it. Okay, now what you don't see, just youtube.com/thecommercialbreak, is there's
two stewardesses, young ladies, that are in the galley where they prepare the food.
It looks like a full-blown kitchen.
It is a full-blown kitchen. That's what it is. They don't wheel that shit up there. This lady's actually chopping tomatoes for the salad.
There's a wood bowl, a wooden salad bowl, and salad in it. That's nice. That's classy.
They have an oven? It's crazy. Look at that. Yeah, you don't find that anymore, do you?
No.
Just heat and repeat.
Sherry, what are you doing? If you need something, just ask me for it, and I'll be happy to get it for you. I just don't like people coming in here and rummaging.
Sherry, you're a bitch. Okay? I just wanted to say that.
What are you doing?
Ever since you slept with Pilot Ted, we both after the same pilot, and you know it, Sherry. Jeez.
They're
coming at each other. Wow. I wish I was on this flight. This is the kind of terrible interaction I can get used to.
In here and rummaging through the galley, opening compartments.
Would you relax a little bit? What are you so uptight about?
I'm not uptight.
What has gotten in your Walmart underwear, Sherry? Just because we're both sleeping with the same pilot doesn't mean we have to dislike each other at work.
I feel like when you tell somebody they're uptight, that's on automatic,
Rev up.
Yeah, that's a rev up situation.
Automatic rev up. It's like getting into an argument with your loved one and then telling them to calm down. Yeah, calm down. Never in the history of ever has the words calm down calmed anybody down.
Been ordering me around ever since I've gotten on this airplane.
I haven't been ordering you around. It's just that you come into this galley and you rummage through the compartments, and then I can't find anything. It's hard for me to keep organized.
Look, I'm trying to do you a favor. I need to get the purser a tray of hors d'oeuvres. And
Fine. All you have to do is ask.
Fine, get your tray of hors d'oeuvres. I don't give a shit. You know what, Sherry? Just get what you need and get out of here. I don't care. What are these two ladies yelling about? What is going on here? Tray of hors d'oeuvres?
Something about rummaging around.
But I want to know why Allie here, let's call her because I don't know her name, why Allie's treating Sherry so shittily. Sherry just wanted to come in and grab some hors d'oeuvres for the purser. What the fuck is a purser? What is a purser?
I don't know.
I think it's the head flight attendant.
Oh, okay.
Linda, this is not just your galley. This galley belongs to all of us.
I didn't say it was just my galley, but it is my position. It's my responsibility to keep this service organized.
Linda, I've been flying for 14 years, and I do not need you to start telling me
Uh-oh, the passengers are starting to notice there's a ruckus in the back in the galley.
It looks so spacious.
It is so spacious. Back then, they actually gave you a chair.
Yeah.
They gave you a chair instead of 2 inches of hardwood to sit on.
It's been flying for 14 years. You act like you've been flying for 2 weeks. Shouldn't you be out there doing wines or breads or something in the cabin?
Linda,
shouldn't you be out there? Shouldn't you be out there demonstrating how to use your seat as a flotation device, Sherry? Wines and hors d'oeuvres.
And bread.
And
wine, bread, hors d'oeuvres. She's tossing up the salad over there.
I got to pay $5 for one of those shitty headsets that don't ever fit, that have the 2 plugs. Because airlines are stuck back in 1920. They have brand new planes. They buy all these brand new planes.
Yeah, I keep
and they
hearing
still
about
got the dual plug, air pieces. It's like, why do you do that? I don't understand.
you may think that you do a good job in this galley, but if you were a little bit more organized, maybe we would see your face out in that cabin.
I beg your pardon. I can run rings around you or anybody else in the cabin or the galley anytime.
I've had just about enough of you. I am really sick.
I'm about to kick you in the vagina. This is crazy.
Getting out of control.
This is an example of what could happen. This is not even what's really happening. This is just an example, which is like a tamed down version of what actually does happen.
Of you ordering me around. I'm sick of you and prima donnas like you that work this galley position, and you think that you have a monopoly on it.
I don't have a monopoly.
Oh, here comes the purser. She's ready to step in and make amends.
She's going to mediate. Why
First
does
of all,
everybody have super short hair?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Why does everybody in the 80s have the worst haircut ever? It's just so awful. It's awful.
It really is.
This position, I never said I do.
Wait a minute of her.
Wait a minute. Let's try to keep our voices down.
Everybody calm down. Can we all be friends now? I'm about to roundhouse you into the head.
I don't know what the problem is, but let's talk about it later.
By the way, had this happened in 2022, somebody would have already been on the floor and bloodied. Like this,
Probably,
yeah, no, people don't get in this level of argument without it instantaneously getting physical.
Just going crazy.
The service is over. Right now, we should be working together as a team. There are passengers out here waiting for service they deserve, and they're not getting it. Sherry, there are several people who need wine. I'll carry on with the hors d'oeuvres. Linda, would you please check with me to keep my cart replenished, and could you also offer some bread, please?
Sure.
Now, please keep your voices down, and I know you're both upset. We'll discuss it later. Please don't let passengers know that you are upset when you're out in the cabin, okay?
Okay.
I get to see that lady going out with the wine. That cunt Sherry will be right back with you.
I've never seen this or heard this on a plane before, but
no,
I guess 'cause
I
there's training
haven't
videos.
either. But when I've taken a few international flights, I like to hang out in the galley.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing. I like to go and, if you go in the bigger planes, they have a galley in the middle, but then they have a galley in the back. And the galley in the back, I didn't realize until I started flying internationally. The galley in the back is quite big.
It is.
There's a lot of spacious room back there. You can walk around. And,
Yep.
and usually they leave out some like refreshments and snacks
They
for
do.
you.
I know. When we went to Italy last time, I did the same thing. I went back there and did some stretching.
They suggest you get up and walk around
Yes.
and annoy everybody else around you. Because if I'm the one walking around, I'm not annoyed. But if someone else is walking around me, I'm annoyed. I'm like, sit down. What are you doing? I got to take a nap.
We'll talk about it later. Are you ready?
Okay, thanks.
Meanwhile, look at those hors d'oeuvres. That's a whole plate of food.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
What they were getting back then.
Damn, sometimes I wish we could roll back time. Hey you, thanks for tuning in to yet another episode of this, The Commercial Break. Krissy and I have some exciting news for you, the listening audience. We're turning Fridays into BTY Fridays. We're digging deep in our catalog, finding the best or most relevant episodes so you have a chance to catch up without spending more time on this ridiculous podcast. We'll take the funniest, most outrageous, or most relevant to the content we're talking about now, and we'll put it on Fridays and make it easy for you to catch up on TCB. If you have an episode you'd like to hear or a suggestion about what we should play, 661-237-8296. That's 661, the word best, the number 2, YO-YO. You can also reach us at tcbpodcast.com. Click on the Contact Us button and send us an email. Feel free to slide into our DMs at The Commercial Break on Instagram and the brand new YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Commercial Break, where we put out full episodes a couple days after they air and fresh clips almost every single day of the week. 661-BEST-TO at The Commercial Break on Instagram, tcbpodcast.com for all the audio and video, and youtube.com/The Commercial Break. We'd appreciate it if you'd leave us a review or a rating on your favorite podcast player. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes, and please use the specialized URLs and codes that we give when we're talking about our sponsors. Let's take a few minutes to hear from those sponsors, and then we'll be back to this episode of The Commercial Break.
Looking for a new career? Welcome to Do HVAC Training Service Center in North Charleston. Enroll today in our comprehensive HVAC training hands-on field experience-based program, covering troubleshooting, maintenance, installation, and more on various HVAC systems and ductwork. We offer EPA and NAEP preparation and testing, along with various certifications. Enjoy payment options. Achieve certification in under 5 months. Enroll now for your new journey of skill development and career advancement. Log on to dewhvactrainingsc.com to inquire.
Deep underground the Jelly Belly factory, Bibi is in her secret laboratory creating the weird and wild flavors of Bean Boozled.
I've done it again!
Is it pomegranate or old bandage? Dare to compare. Bean Boozled, 6th edition. Are you brave enough?
Okay, so that's how they handle conflict in between the two of them. But how do they handle conflict with a passenger?
Oh, okay.
That's a different thing altogether. And so let me see here if I can dial this one up. Here we go. Give me just 1
Easing
second.
stress.
Easing stress. Sorry for the loud noise. It's part of the video. They are on a plane, you know.
They are.
Oh, the smoker. The old smoker. What are we going to do about the smoker in the non-smoking section?
So what should we do first when we get to London? Well, I think the first thing we should do is go to Harrod's sale. Are they having their sale? Absolutely.
Well, I think the first thing we should do is do exactly what women do in 1980s. Go buy things. Go spend money.
Harrod's.
Go to the sale.
First week in January, we're really in, right time for it. Oh, wonderful. And they have, the best thing they have are the furs are on sale. The most incredible fur collection you've ever seen.
Excuse me. Perhaps you didn't realize, but this is a no-smoking zone, and I'll have to ask you to put the cigarette out.
Oh, I'll just be a minute, actually. I mean, I realize it's no smoking, but it'll just be a minute.
Well, it is.
I mean, how does it really change a smoking section from a non-smoking section?
It doesn't. And that's the amazing thing about the 80s, 70s, and 80s. When the 80s...
they just sectioned it off.
When I started working at McDonald's,
Yeah.
I remember, like the first month I was there was no smoking sections. It was just the
Everything was
restaurant,
smoking.
and you had those little tin ashtrays,
Yep.
and they were on every fucking table, and people would smoke all the time in the entire restaurant. But within a month of me getting there, because now we're in the 90s, right? And kind of the early 90s.
Yeah.
They had this whole, it was a big deal too.
Sections.
Sections. Now you had a smoking section and a non-smoking section. And the non-smoking section was the small section. That's where parents with children would go and, but everybody else would just sit in the smoking
And everybody's
section.
still breathing the same air.
It's not like the smoke decided where to go. There was no magic carpet to keep these things in between. It was so stupid. And I do remember when you could smoke on a plane because I smoked on a plane. I shouldn't have been smoking on a plane. I was entirely too young, but I did smoke on a plane, and it was unbelievable. Now you think about it, pure oxygen running through the galley, and you're lighting cigarettes and stuff.
I know.
Smoking zone, and we don't allow cigarette smoking here, and I have to ask you to put it out. I'm sorry. There's really nothing I can do. We have regulations that we have to enforce.
Oh, it's not bothering me. I don't care.
It's not bothering me. I don't give a shit.
I just finished my own.
I just finished an entire ashtray.
That's the most smoky voice I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh, that may be fine, but it may be bothering the other people around you. I have seats in the back. I'll be more than happy to try and move you.
Well, actually, it's not necessary because there's a seat right
It's
here.
not necessary. I'm white and entitled. I don't need to go anywhere, do I? This is like the beginning of Karen's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can
For sure.
This attitude is pervasive, and it has continued to 2022, where these type of people have just gotten absolutely insane.
For me.
Oh, that's all well and good, but the smoking zone is right back here after row 47.
The smoking zone.
So it's in the back.
Now, if you'd like, I'll take you back and we can find another seat.
Actually, I
But in
have
the
a seat
meantime, I have
there.
to ask you to put the cigarette out.
This is Rita. Why do you have to be so nitpicky?
I have to ask you to put the cigarette out now. This is a no smoking zone.
Nitpicky.
What?
The lady's trying to do her job. Nitpicky.
Do you believe this?
I believe it.
Really, it's not bothering
Please
us all.
put the cigarette out.
Shooting daggers.
Sure. No problem.
Fine.
Bitch. You notice the ashtray is in between the seats.
Oh, yeah.
In the armrest of the seats, you had ashtrays.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Easy access. Ding, ding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How rude that was just.
I am calling the president of Pan Am as soon as I get off this flight. Unbelievable. Now,
Oh, the upgrade.
yes. Well, actually, I want to go to a different one. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Missed connection. Ready? This is what they did with an angry. This is a. Now they are presenting problems, and then they show you the solution. But we don't give a fuck about the solution because that's not funny. What we're doing here is showing the problem.
You're the customer here.
Oh wait, sorry. This is called missed connection.
Excuse me. When is this on-time airline going to get to London? I mean, I've been waiting. I've got an important meeting in Brussels. I've got a flight that takes off.
I got an important meeting. When is this airplane going to get somewhere? I'm sorry, sir. It's all up to physics at this point, asshole.
I got an important meeting in Brussels.
I got an important meeting in Brussels. I bet you do. I bet you do. In the red light district, where are you going,
Yeah.
sir? Yeah.
At 9:45 from London to Brussels, and here we're going to get in maybe around 9:40. I mean, could you possibly guarantee to me that I'm going to make the next connection in 5 minutes?
No,
I mean, this is
can't do
ridiculous.
that. No, Captain Johnson said we'd be in there right around 9:40.
Well, yeah, is Captain Johnson going to pay the $10,000 that I'm going to get in commission from $1 million meeting that I have?
Is Captain Johnson going to feed my 5 illegitimate children? What's Captain Johnson's going to do for me? Bring out that Johnson character. Let me talk to him.
It's so ridiculous. What does he think? The pilot's just going to like speed up?
Sure, that's what you do on a plane. You just have the pilot speed up a little bit, run out of
Just
gas
complain.
early. Yeah, this is so fucking crazy. This guy, and you know what? There are people like this.
Yeah.
You know there are.
Yeah.
You have this meeting
I have
today?
today I have this meeting at 2 o'clock in Brussels.
Oh,
right.
no.
I had to
Should
have
have flown directly to Brussels.
Yeah, you should have gotten a different airline.
Yep.
She listened to her. She goes, "Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. You're being an asshole, and I'm so disappointed that you're missing your meeting."
You have this meeting
today I have this meeting at 2 o'clock in Brussels.
Oh,
right.
No.
I had to have this meeting today because I had another meeting in Miami, and from that meeting I came to this meeting because there's a...
Whoa, he's quite the jet setter. Miami, London, Brussels.
This is Captain Johnson from the flight deck here. We're flying about 785 miles per hour, about 36,000 feet. Light, cloudy, a few mists coming up here. Might get a little bumpy in a few minutes here, so I'm turning on the seatbelt sign. Your weather in London is cloudy, 46 degrees. It's going to be a little rainy later on this afternoon. We're going to get in. We'll get in right on time. We're going to send everyone to miss some information and talk to the same. And any of those that are traveling on to Brussels, unfortunately you're going to miss your connection, and we know you're coming from Miami. It's been a long day, so I'm going to give you the weather in Brussels, even though you won't be there on time. The weather in Brussels is cold. It's going to be about 32 degrees and windy. The wind's coming out of the southwest. Let's run a smoking sign now. Please listen to your flight attendants. We're going to start the drink service pretty soon, and we'll start our initial descent here in about 15 minutes. We'll talk to you when we get down to the service. And thank you for flying Pan Am.
Because that's how every fucking flight announcement sounds.
It does.
You have no idea what they're saying. They put the weather, sports, and news on the fives, but you have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Because that guy can fly a plane with 365 buttons on it, but he never learned how to work the microphone.
No, that's not his specialty.
This is Captain Jim from the flight deck. Welcome aboard Flight 60102 from Atlanta to San Francisco. Glad to have you aboard here on this Delta Boeing 4647. Just waiting for initial clearance from the ground controller. We're going to get going, and I want to ring the air. We'll start the flight, and then I'll turn on the station, and over to the left. If you have any problems, you just let your services know, and also make sure your passport's available for it. Misconnections, we'll make sure we get you there on time. It's going to be a little bit of a weather pattern over to our left.
You got it down.
And just I have a little clouds, a little bumpiness over there on the 32,000. But we'll see if we can rise above. We're going to ask for some clearance over there.
Yes. That is the way it goes.
It's funny because even listening to me do it sounds like the flight attendant. Like the office, whatever, the pilot, whatever.
Pilot Johnson?
Pilot. First Officer Johnson. No one asked for the weather. I want to get back to my movie. Stop interrupting my movie. Because every time they make the flight announcement from the entertainment system goes down. It's like, shit.
That's why you watch stuff on your iPhone.
And why doesn't the flight entertainment system work under 10,000 feet? Why does it always turn off before you land?
This meeting comes from that meeting in Miami.
I don't know if you're going to make that flight.
Well, I better make it. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of people that have to answer for it.
Well, I tell you,
who's going to answer for it?
Not Pan Am.
No.
Some agents in London, and they should be able to help you. That we couldn't help being delayed out of New York. It was mechanical during.
Oh yeah.
New York. He went Miami, New York, London, Brussels.
That's right. Miami, New York, London, and Brussels. I can miss your connection. The reason why we had a delay in New York is that's all we just wanted. All close here and 45. Turn on the seatbelt sign now to make sure you stay seated in your seats for longer than you want to. Thank you.
And there I was looking out the window, and there was this British Airways taking off, and maybe the next time I'm going to I took Pan Am because
I look out the window, and there's another plane beating us.
I know. He's irate.
What's he talking about? I've never looked out the plane and seen another plane beating me. Well, maybe once or twice.
Yes, but maybe next time I will take that British Airways. And the heck with the World Pass.
Maybe the next time you should.
Whoa! That's how you handle it at Pan Am.
That's the training video.
Get under your skin. That's right. And now, someone wants an upgrade. Let's talk about the upgrade.
Miss, did you ring? Yes, I did. My name is Cynthia Stewart, and I'm a member of World Pass and Advantage.
Let me show you my ID. She took out her card from her purse. Let me show you my identification. I'm part of World Pass.
I'm part of the club.
Yeah. I'd like to thank our world-class members on board today.
From the flight deck, this is Captain Johnson and Lieutenant Senior. From the flight deck, I'd like to welcome all of our World Pass members, our Gold Pass members, our Senior Gold Pass members, our Silver members, our Platinum members, our Junior members, and our Associate members on Delta. I'd also like to welcome those of you that have filled out applications to be our World Pass member. Welcome aboard. Just to give some information for the flight deck here, it's cold, it's raining outside. Got the windshield wipers on. My wife and I are having a fight. My dog passed away last Tuesday, and a little bit drunk from last night. So it's going to get a little bit bumpy here in the next couple minutes. And I'll talk to you when we get to 36,000.
I give a shit. You do your job, I'll do mine. I always want to talk to you at 36,000. Why do they want to talk to us at 36,000? What's going on at 36,000? That's what I want to know.
Like that was the goal height, I guess.
Yeah, that's the top. That's as high as you can fly.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes now they can go up to, I think they can go up to 50 now sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
There's some kind of limit where the oxygen gets a little too thin to breathe. But anyway, they always want to talk to you when they get to the top.
Yeah, they made their goal.
That's right.
They're coasting.
Yeah, we're over the Pacific Ocean now. There's not much we can do if we have an engine failure. So sit back and enjoy. I'm going to turn off the fasten seatbelt sign because we're all going to die anyway.
This flight, the agent told me it was only going to be about half full, and something's happened. It's full now. I guess another airline canceled or something. I have a really important business meeting coming up in San Francisco, and I need some room to spread out. I need to be able to work, and most importantly, I need to get some rest on this flight. Is there any way that you could move me up to first class?
There's no way I can do that. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm a World Pass member, and I thought
I'm a World Pass member.
What is the World Pass member? Was that their loyalty club?
I guess. I'm assuming. But, man, she threw the kitchen sink at it, didn't she? She's got a meeting. She's got to spread out. She's got to rest. She's got to work done. She's got to breastfeed. She's got to do a bunch of stuff.
She's got to do a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, it's understandable that she deserves first-class seat, clearly from someone that already has one.
Yeah.
We should be moving non-world class members to the back of the plane where they belong.
As a courtesy that this time you could move me up to first class.
No, there's just no way I can do that for you. It's company policy that...
Well, I fly Pan Am all the time, and I get all these letters from Pan Am saying how important I am to the company and to your survival.
Yes, ma'am, we hand wrote those to you. I wrote one of those to you. That was from me.
Because I'm a World Pass member, and I don't care about the food, I don't care about the drinks, I just need some room to spread out. This armrest doesn't even come up. I'm stuck here for the whole flight in one seat.
Well, I'm sorry you're uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry you're stuck in one seat for the whole flight. How many seats did you expect?
But if I were to move you up, I'd have to move everybody else up.
Well, nobody has to know. I don't think anybody else is asking to be moved up.
Think about it this way. There are all those people sitting up in first class who paid full fare.
Well, I'm a World Pass member. I give Pan Am a lot of business every year, and just this one time,
if you were a World
could
Pass
do this.
member, you should have.
Yeah, if you were a World Pass member, you
thought about this.
And she said, and you said, admittedly, at the beginning of this, that you thought the flight was empty when you booked it. That's what the travel agent said. So if the flight was empty when you booked it, you should have gotten a first class seat if that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
But you got on the plane expecting that they would give you something for free because you need to spread out, get some rest, do some work, have some exercise, watch some TV, talk to your friend, smoke a cigarette, run around the galley.
I've never even seen somebody get upgraded already on the plane. Like it usually happens before you get on the
Usually,
plane.
well, now it does. I've seen somebody get upgraded on the plane. I've seen them make an announcement, like a Mr. Whoever.
Okay.
Now that's never been me. I'm never that guy.
Yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't seem like no matter what status I am with Delta, upgrade doesn't happen to me. There's always 70 people in front of me, and I hate that fucking line when you get to the airport and everyone's like, just dying to get on the plane. Everyone's standing. You know how. Everyone starts to crowd.
I am a big proponent of not doing that. It drives Jeff crazy because he wants to get to the gate and then like get up and start going on. And we do have access to be able to get on some of the first people, but still, I don't want to crowd up. I'd rather just get on and breeze
Jeff
on.
wants to stand there and get ready and be in and
I like
do
to
the whole
breeze
shuffle.
on.
Yeah.
I like to be one of the last people that get on.
Astrid and I take. I agree with you.
I've got a seat.
I used to have a boss.
I've got a seat.
You've got a seat.
I've got a guaranteed
but you
seat.
may not have room for your bags.
Well, the bag thing is
that's
tricky. But
that's why everybody gets all upset, is because it's $25-$50 for carrying whatever you got on the goddamn plane.
Yeah.
And now they want to throw stuff under the. You can always get your bags put under the thing for free. You just have to wait long enough. Yeah, just go and they'll throw it.
Yeah.
We need volunteers to put the bags under.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't play that game. I want to check my check bags. I want to carry my carry bags. And if I'm carrying my bag, it's because there's something important in there. A computer, a medication, a passport, whatever. And of course you take that stuff out before you put it onto the plane. But I always Astrid and I take this philosophy of travel easy. Like, I don't want to. Yeah, and so I hate when people are just like cutting in front of everybody.
I know.
But I had this boss one time, and she was a no-shit powerhouse executive. This lady has been in the biggest boardrooms talking to the biggest CEOs in the entire world. Kellogg, Nabisco, Post, just anybody you can think of.
Boss lady.
Holiday and all of them. And she was a brand expert, and everybody respected her. And this is how she flew. So her and I flew one time out of Atlanta to go meet with Kellogg or Post or something like that, up to Minneapolis. We're both on the same flight. We get there. She sees me. Hey, come on, let's go. And I don't have any status on the airline. I'm just like a kid at the time, right? And as soon as that door opens, she's like, sitting there in a seat waiting for them to call the flight. And as soon as the door opens and they start calling for people who are disabled or have small children,
she's
like, come on, let's go. And I'm like, come on, let's go. Where? I'm like, I think they just called she's like, no, that's not how you fly. That's not how you fly. And she goes and she stands right in front of everybody that's already standing in line. She walks right in front of them. And she flashes her whatever, her $1 billion, world pass, her world pass. And she just walks. Everybody behind her is so pissed off, and she doesn't give a shit.
Wow.
And so she gets
and then you get there and sit.
And then you get there and sit. And then you sit for 3.5 fucking hours waiting for everybody else to get on, right? She goes there and she sits in her first class seat, and I'm not in my first class seat because I don't have it. I'm not going to. I'm new to the company. I'm not going to waste their money on a first class ticket.
Yeah.
That'd be a ballsy move, right? Junior sales guy, buys first class ticket to fucking Minneapolis. It's like, so in the middle of the flight, there was an extra seat that was somewhere in the first class area.
Yeah.
And she pulled me up to the first class area. And the lady was like, sorry, sir, you can't sit in the first class area unless you have a first class ticket. And this lady was like, She pulled out her whatever billion-mile world-class card and literally got the lady to calm down and got me a drink. It was embarrassing because
it is embarrassing.
Yeah, and then when the plane when the plane landed, as soon as those wheels touched the ground, she was already at the door. She was like, Bryan,
wow.
This is how you have to fly. If you fly as much as I do, it doesn't matter. No one else matters except for you. You'll learn that really quickly. And I was like, wow, that's kind of a shitty philosophy to take in life. But I like it. Let's go. All right.
I'm with you.
I'm in first class. That's right.
I've got to get some rest on this flight. Look, I'm really sorry. I explained to you our policy, and I've explained to you that we can't do it. Well, you can't do it or you won't do it. I can't do it. I'm really sorry.
Well, I guess next time I'll just take my business to an airline that cares about its regular customers.
Fine.
Fine. See you later. Take your world class and shove it. I don't give two shits. I love it. Well, Pan Am is a airline no more.
Yeah, it's no longer.
Maybe because of the way
a bunch of people took their business elsewhere.
That's right. Apparently, these 4 people did. And
plus, there was a bombing.
Oh, yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Thanks, Krissy. Thanks for breaking it all down.
Sorry.
I'd like to think the airline's under because of the two flight attendants kicking each other's ass in the galley. That's what I'd like to think.
I know. I'd almost like to see it.
Yeah, rev down, Krissy.
Rev down.
Rev down.
Rev down.
I want to know whether or not you stand in line to get on the plane. Are you a pusher and a shover, or are you a relaxer? Or are you someone in between that just kind of like sneaks in there? You're like kind of doing the dance to
I'm
get
relaxed. I like to take my time to and walk. I walk. I don't take the tram.
I don't take tram either.
I
Hate
walk.
that fucking tram.
I love the moving sidewalk. It makes you feel like you're a bionic woman as you're walking in.
I can just see Chris. I can just see your husband absolutely going fucking bananas behind you.
Oh, I know.
God damn it,
I'm
Kristen.
like, come on, we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk too. I like the in between stuff. They do art installation, all kinds of cool art installations at the Atlanta airport. So
boring. I want to get to I got to get a drink before I get on the plane, and then I want to be the first one.
Almonds, my water.
Boring. No one cares. Get on the plane. They'll give me almonds on the plane. I don't give a shit. I never eat on the plane. It's just a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bad idea.
Have some chips
I mean,
or something.
if I'm flying internationally, I will eat something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not if I'm taking a domestic hop, I'm not going for food.
How about those people that bring
oh my God,
food
bring
on
like
there
tuna salad sandwich?
That just got it. They just bought it.
McDonald's,
at
Chick-fil-A,
whatever, and it smells up the whole area.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, all that shit. Yeah, McDonald's breakfast burrito. It's like, oh my God.
This is Captain speaking for the government. We unfortunately aren't going to be able to take off and pass by the gate. We've got an unusual smell out here. It smells like tuna fish sandwich. So we're gonna have a slight delay while the technicians check it out. I'll get back to you at 36,000 feet. Thanks.
Always at 36,000. TCBpodcast.com is where you go. You find out more information about Krissy and I, all the audio, all the video, and now a place where you can contact us and let us know what you would like to hear on BTY Fridays. The best of. We're sending it to you every Friday this summer. Let us know. 661-237-8296. 661-237-8296. 661 best to yo at The Commercial Break on Instagram, youtube.com/The Commercial Break. If you would like to watch any of the videos, clips every single day of the week, full episodes a couple days after they air. And I said that all quickly enough to say, I love you.
I love you.
And best to you.
And
best to you out there in the podcast universe. Until next time. Krissy and I always say, we do say, and we must say, bye.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. You could turn $10 into $250. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/fan and use code FAN. That's code FAN at prizepicks.com/fan. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this basketball season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. You could turn $10 into $250. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/fan and use code FAN. That's code FAN at prizepicks.com/fan. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Why don't more infant formula companies use organic, grass-fed whole milk instead of skim? Why don't more infant formula companies use the latest breast milk science? Why don't more infant formula companies run their own clinical trials? Why don't more infant formula companies use more of the proteins found in breast milk? Why don't more infant formula companies have their own factories instead of outsourcing their manufacturing? We wondered the same thing. So we made ByHeart, an infant formula company on a mission to get a lot closer to the most superfood on the planet, breast milk. Our patented protein blend has more of the important and most abundant proteins actually found in breast milk. We're the first and only US-made formula to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, not skim. We even conducted the largest clinical trial by a new infant formula company in a quarter century, with clinically proven benefits like easier digestion, less spit up, and softer poops versus a leading infant formula. And we make our own formula in the USA and our very own factories in Iowa, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com.
Deep underground the Jelly Belly factory, Bibi is in her secret laboratory creating the weird and wild flavors of Bean Boozled.
I've done it again!
Is it pomegranate or old bandage? Dare to compare. Bean Boozled 6th edition. Are you brave enough?